All right, we back on Solid Life. Solid Life. How you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Doing good.
Pretty good.
That's what's up. Who do we have here? Who do I have the pleasure to meet today? Who do we have here?
So I am AKOSUA.
And I'm Quasi.
Okay.
Well, I consider myself to be a wellness motivator. And so with that, I pretty much record all of my workouts and pretty much give information out related to a 360 wellness. So that could be nutritional, that could be spiritual, that could be anything that has to do with activity and movement. I think it's important to live a balanced life where all of those things are incorporated.
So interesting. When we first got married, actually when we were dating, I was a personal trainer and she worked out with me a lot. And I started to compete in bodybuilding. And I know it was really stressful for her because it was like a total lifestyle change. You know, I'm having to prep meals, so that means I need her to eat what I'm eating.
Right.
Working out 2-3 times a day, so that puts, strain on the relationship and stuff. And then traveling and everything. And so that was probably the first year. We've been married 12 years now.
12 years.
12 years.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's a good
coming
thing.
Coming up on our 12th anniversary, right?
Right.
So anyhow, in the beginning, maybe the first year or two of our relationship, it was more centered on me and my pursuit in fitness. And I know it was a strain on her because that wasn't something that she was really into at the time. But ironically, about maybe 5 years into our marriage, she just began to blossom on her own. She started taking everything that I was doing and doing it to herself, applying it as a woman, what her needs are. And even now still, I learn stuff from her because she studies more about women and their hormones and the impact of emotions and psychological impacts on fitness and nutrition. So she kind of evolved on her own in her fitness journey, and I just been kind of chilling.
Yeah, and I see the journey, that y'all on right now, and it's wonderful. So, is it something that inspired you to write the book while you was overseas or away?
Yes, it did. I actually started writing the book prior to me taking the trip to Africa, and everything that I've experienced in these years of reclaiming our identity as African and kind of like defining what it means to me, all of that influenced the book. In fact, the main character, who is Izzy, a lot of the experiences that she had in the book I can relate to or actually had myself. A lot of times I tell people that Izzy is me in so many ways because there were so many traditions that just lay dormant. There was so much to know when we went on this journey about what it meant to be African and cultures and different practices that people may even see as taboo or things that they may be afraid of, or they may be heard some negative talk about. So I got to dibble and dab and experience a lot of different things on this journey, and this book definitely was influenced by the journey.
Wow, amazing. And I see that. I know I seen something before, like as far as you working out and doing fitness. I see a lot of fitness you're doing. And I've seen a lot of influence you put on people as far as working out, getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. I mean, what really just, what do it for you? Like if somebody was listening, what makes you do that? What makes you you?
So, everybody has their motivations, but mine initially started many years ago when I was in 11th grade. So I think that was like 2005, 4. And I was told by the people that were taking blood that my blood pressure was high. And so I ended up leaving school and going to the doctor, and the doctor told me that I was too young to be on blood pressure medicine and that I needed to basically get in, good health. And that was inclusive of, eating right and exercising. And so that's where my journey initially started. And then once I started seeing results and kind of like developing a love for fitness, I decided I wanted to share it. So that brings us to T-Fit Queens, which is a women's support group that I started on Facebook, just encouraging people through my journey. I consider myself again to be a wellness motivator, and I kind of open up my life to people just to kind of glean from or to be inspired or motivated by. So that's inclusive of meals that I may cook, or workouts that I may do. I even tell you my struggles. I tell you my setbacks, my letdowns, my breakdowns, and I also tell you when it's good, because a lot of times people that are trying to develop this healthy lifestyle wants to see somebody that's like them. I mean, like, you're not going to go and join a basketball team if the coach has never played basketball, right? So a lot of times people need to hear your experience. They need to hear that some days you don't want to go in the gym and you don't want to eat an apple, and I'm that one. I try to be as transparent as I can, say, hey, look, I want to Twix today, because the goal is not about being skinny. Now, because if you're chasing skinny, you're going to be chasing it, right? Because we do this, especially women with our hormones. We do this with our weight, but the focus is just being healthy, being active, and making sure that you feel good within yourself.
Wow, right.
Exactly. You're a teacher as well, right?
Yeah, I am. I am a 7th grade ELA teacher. Yep.
Okay.
I've been doing that for about 4 years, a little over 4 years.
A little over 4 years, and how that experience been as far as teaching youngins?
That's a good question. It has been a challenge. Teaching is not easy. You got to have a heart for teaching, and it's something that my heart was always into, like, all of my life. But of course, I got caught up into following the finance world and the banking world, and then after COVID hit, I decided to pivot and do exactly what I know I should be doing, which is teaching. But it comes with its challenges, but it's the best experience in the world to be able to impart something to another person that they can carry on for the rest of their lives. So I thoroughly enjoy teaching.
Wow. And how, like, what ages do you teach?
So I teach 7th and 8th grade. I've taught both, and they're around usually between 12 and 13. Some of them are 14, depending on the situation.
Right.
But that's the age where they have the most attitude, but they still need direction. They still need guidance, and they're always looking for, like, a leader, someone to kind of glean after and learn from.
Got you. Thank you so much, AKOSUA, for stopping by The Solid Life. I appreciate for having you and your husband stop by. It's truly a blessing. And if it's one thing you can kind of say to people, or any kind of inspiration you can give them, what would it be?
To show up. That's it. Show up in every avenue of your life. Show up. Because as long as you say yes every day, it'll keep going. But the minute you say no and you stop and you fail to show up, everything else stops. So keep showing up.
All right, y'all here, man. Show up, man. Show up. This is Solid Life, and we just had AKOSUA. Show up. Solid Life, man.